Have you ever had someone write "clean me" on the back of your car? It's not just embarrassing because they called you out, it's embarrassing because, in that moment, you realize just how dirty your car really is. You might have known it was dusty, but now that one clean streak makes the rest of the grime even more obvious. Sanctification works the same way. The moment you start cleaning up your life, you often feel like you're getting nowhere, or even making things worse. What seemed like small issues before now stand out in ways you never noticed. And that can be discouraging. But that's part of the process. Sometimes, sanctification feels more like uncovering dirt than removing it. The real value isn't just in the effort, it's in what happens when you realize how much you need God to cleanse you. Because no matter how hard you try, you can't clean yourself. The deeper you see the mess, the more you turn to Him, and that's where real transformation happens. And maybe that's why coming to God is so hard in the first place. If you never start cleaning, you can convince yourself things aren't that bad. But once you take that first step, you have to face just how much is there. That's what keeps so many people away. It's easier to avoid the truth than to deal with the reality of sin. But the only way to be made clean is to let the one who can truly wash you do the work. But here's the thing, even after years of walking with the Lord, He still reveals new areas that need to be cleaned. I remember following Christ for 10 years, thinking I had made so much progress, and then all of a sudden, God showed me something about myself that had been there all along. And I was like, Lord, this has been here the whole time? How in the world have you let it stay? It reminds me of Peter in Acts 10. Here he was, a disciple of Jesus for over 10 years, a pillar of the early church, and yet God had to reveal to him that he should be welcoming Gentiles. He had no idea he was still holding on to that. It's like when you think you've cleaned your car, and then you walk around to the front, and there it is, just as filthy as the back. That's the way sanctification works. God, in His kindness, doesn't show us everything at once. If He did, it would probably crush us. Instead, He reveals things little by little, at just the right time, shaping us more into His image. And you know what? I think that's probably how it is with all of our relationships too. Sometimes they get so bad that we don't even want anyone to write "clean me" on the back. We'd rather ignore it. We neglect them for so long that when we finally stop to look, the mess feels overwhelming. And so we don't even want to draw that line in the window, we just pretend it's fine. But sometimes, if we're honest, we don't even want to fix it. We'd rather just get a new car or just suspend driving forever.